The Forest That Swallowed a Hunter. Tonight's story is one of those that starts off completely normal, but ends up halfway to nightmare. What you're about to hear is based on real events, eyewitness accounts, search party reports, and details that still don't add up after years. It's the kind of case where an experienced person heads into familiar woods for a routine hunt and vanishes without a trace. No body, no clear signs of trouble, just questions that keep getting darker. If you like stories that make you question the wilderness and think twice before going off trail alone, stick around, because this one gets stranger the deeper you go. Let's begin. In the fall of 2023, a 45-year-old man set out for a solo hunting trip in a remote stretch of national forest in the Pacific Northwest. The area was well known to him. He'd hunted there for over a decade, knew the ridges, the streams, the game trails. He packed light, rifle, GPS device, extra layers, a satellite communicator he always carried for spotty cell service. He told his family he'd be back by dusk the next day, and even sent a quick message from the trailhead. Weather's clear, heading in. Talk soon. He parked at a familiar pull-off around dawn. A passing driver spotted his truck there that morning. Nothing unusual. He was last seen by another hunter, a short distance in, exchanging a nod as they crossed paths on the main trail. Everything seemed routine. By the following evening, no word. His wife tried calling, straight to voicemail. Texts unread. The satellite device hadn't pinged any distress. The family alerted authorities the next morning. The search kicked off fast. Ground teams, dogs, helicopters sweeping the grid. They found his truck exactly where he left it. Doors unlocked, keys inside, rifle still in the rack. No signs of struggle or foul play around the vehicle. On day 4, searchers located his backpack about 1.5 miles off the established trail, draped over a fallen log like it had been set down carefully. Inside, half his water, uneaten snacks, a map with no new markings, and his journal open to a fresh page with one line in hurried script. Heard something moving parallel. Not deer. Staying quiet. No tracks led away. The soil was damp from recent rain, ideal for prints, but the dogs lost the scent right at the backpack, milling in circles as if the trail vanished into thin air. No blood, no torn clothing, no indication of injury or attack. In the following weeks, scattered reports filtered in from other hunters in the broader area. One claimed to hear low, rhythmic knocking like wood on wood, echoing from a ravine at dusk, but when he investigated, the sound cut off abruptly. Another reported seeing a brief silhouette on a ridge that matched the missing man's build, but it was gone by the time they got closer. Neither sighting could be confirmed. Months later, in mid-2025, a different group hiking several miles away stumbled on a single glove, matching the brand and size he wore, laces still tied neatly as if removed deliberately. It looked pristine, no weathering from exposure. Forensics showed no DNA traces beyond faint wear, and no signs it had been buried or left in the elements long term. It was as though it had been placed there recently. Officially, the case closed as a probable accident. Disorientation in thick timber. Possible fall into an unmarked crevice or stream. But locals mentioned the parallel trails. Faint old paths that show up after storms, unmarked on any map, where signals drop and bearings go haywire. Some call it the forest playing tricks. Others wonder if something else is at play. His family still checks the area on anniversaries, leaving small markers at the trailhead. The last trail cam photo from the lot shows him walking in, glancing back over his shoulder, not at the road ... at the trees behind him. His posture in that frame doesn't look like a man heading out for a familiar hunt anymore. We may never know what really happened in those woods that day. Was it a simple wrong turn in dense cover? Something shadowing him from the underbrush? Or just the wild claiming someone the way it can, without explanation? The details don't add up, and that's what makes it halfway dark. If this story stuck with you, drop your theories in the comments below. What do you think happened? The best ones I'll shout out in the next video. If you're new here, hit subscribe for more real stories that linger after dark. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for listening. Sleep tight, or don't. The Vanishing Hiker. Tonight's story is one of those that starts off completely normal, but ends up halfway to nightmare. What you're about to hear is based on real events, eyewitness accounts, search party reports, and details that still don't add up after years. It's the kind of case where someone steps into the woods for a quick hike and vanishes without a trace. No body, no signs of struggle, just questions that keep getting darker. If you like stories that make you question reality and check your own backyard at night, stick around, because this one gets stranger the deeper you go. Let's begin. In the summer of 2022, a 32-year-old woman decided to clear her head with a solo day hike in the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest. The trail was a well-known loop, about 8 miles round trip, clearly marked, popular enough that you weren't truly isolated, but remote enough to feel peaceful and quiet. She was experienced in the outdoors. That morning she posted on social media, heading out for some peace, back by dinner. She included a photo of herself at the trailhead, smiling, backpack on, water bottle in hand. Her friends and family knew her routine. She always checked in when she got home. She arrived at the parking lot around 10 a.m. A couple of other hikers noticed her starting up the path. One even waved hello, nothing out of the ordinary. By evening, no check-in. Texts from her roommate went unanswered. Her phone went straight to voicemail. The next morning, her family contacted the rangers. The search began immediately. Dogs, drones, helicopters, ground teams sweeping the trail and nearby areas. They found her car exactly where she left it, unlocked, keys on the seat. Her phone never pinged again after 11:47 a.m. that day. But there was one strange detail. A single text sent from her number to her own number. It read, "I'm okay, just lost signal." Phone records confirmed no other outgoing messages from her device after that point. On the third day of the search, a team discovered her backpack, 2 miles off the main trail, hanging neatly from a low branch like someone had placed it there deliberately. Inside, her water bottle, still half full, an uneaten protein bar, her journal, untouched except for one new entry written in shaky handwriting. The path split, followed the quiet one. Something's watching. No footprints led away from the spot. The ground was soft dirt and pine needles, perfect for leaving tracks, but there were none. The search dogs lost her scent abruptly right there, circling in confusion as if the trail had simply ended. In the weeks that followed, more odd reports came in. A volunteer working a night shift deeper in the woods claimed to hear faint whistling at dusk. Not wind, not an animal, but a slow, deliberate melody. When he moved toward the sound, it stopped instantly. No one else on the team heard it. Months passed with no new leads. Then, in early 2024, a hiker 15 miles away from the original trail found a single shoe matching the brand, size, and even the way she tied her laces. It looked almost new. No mud, no wear from months in the elements. Lab tests found no DNA, no signs it had been exposed to the outdoors for long. It was as if someone had placed it there recently. Officially, the case was closed as an accidental disappearance, likely disorientation, exposure, or a fall into an unmarked ravine. But locals talk about the quiet paths, old, unmapped logging trails that sometimes appear after heavy rain, places where compasses spin uselessly and phone signals vanish without warning. Some dismiss it as wilderness tricks. Others aren't convinced. Her family still returns to the trail every anniversary, leaving notes and flowers at the trailhead. The last known image of her comes from a trail cam at the parking lot. She's walking away, looking back over her shoulder, not at the camera, at something behind her. Her expression in that frozen frame is impossible to read clearly, but it doesn't look like someone enjoying a peaceful hike anymore. We may never know what really happened on that trail that day. Was it a wrong turn that led nowhere? Something watching from the trees? Or just the forest claiming one more person, the way it sometimes does? The details don't add up, and that's what makes it halfway dark. If this story stuck with you, drop your theories in the comments below. What do you think happened? The best ones I'll shout out in the next video. If you're new here, hit subscribe for more real stories that linger after dark. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for listening. Sleep tight. Or don't. The Silent Summit. Tonight's story is one of those that starts off completely normal, but ends up halfway to nightmare. What you're about to hear is based on real events, eyewitness accounts, search party reports, and details that still don't add up after years. It's the kind of case where a strong, prepared climber heads up a familiar peak for a routine ascent and vanishes without a trace. No body, no screen, no fall site, just an eerie silence that swallows everything. If you like stories that make you question the mountains and make every quiet step on a trail feel watched, stick around, because this one pulls you in deeper and refuses to let go. Let's begin. In the late fall of 2023, a 41-year-old experienced mountaineer set out alone for a day, climb on a well-known peak in the Rocky Mountains. A route he de-summited multiple times before, about 14 miles round trip with significant elevation gain. He was fit, cautious, and always prepared. Ice axe, crampons, layered clothing, GPS watch with tracking enabled, satellite messenger for emergencies, and a detailed plan shared with his partner that morning via text. Heading up at first light. Summit by noon, back down before dark. Weather looks solid. Love you. He parked at the trailhead just before dawn. A few early hikers noted his vehicle, a common sight there. One passing climber exchanged a quick good morning as he started the ascent. The man seemed focused but relaxed, moving steadily upward. No red flags. By late afternoon, no return text. His partner tried calling. No answer. Device offline. The satellite messenger showed no distress ping, no location updates after 11:15 a.m. Worry turned to alarm. Authorities were notified that evening. The search mobilized at first light the next day. Teams swept the standard route. Helicopters scanned ridges and bowls. Drones checked steep faces. They found his vehicle untouched, doors locked, no signs of forced entry or abandonment. Inside, coffee thermos still warm, extra gloves on the seat. On day 6, deep in a side gully off the main path, a spot he'd never mentioned deviating to, rescuers spotted his backpack. It was sitting upright against a boulder, zipper closed, straps neatly arranged like he'd set it down for a short break. Inside, nearly full water, uneaten energy bars, spare layers folded, journal with one fresh entry in steady handwriting. Quiet up here today. Too quiet. Shadows moving wrong. Heading higher to check. No tracks continued beyond that point. The snow was fresh but thin, enough to show prints clearly, yet nothing led up, down, or sideways. Dogs arrived, picked up his scent strongly at the pack, then stopped cold, whining and refusing to advance, as if an invisible wall blocked the trail. No blood, no torn fabric, no indication of a struggle or slip. In the tense weeks that followed, isolated reports trickled in from other climbers in the range. One team heard faint, rhythmic tapping, like metal on rock, echoing from above at twilight. But when they called out, it ceased instantly. Another solo hiker described an unnatural stillness on a nearby reach. Birds gone silent, wind dying, as if the mountain itself was holding its breath. No one could pinpoint the source. Over a year later, in early 2025, a group summiting a parallel peak several miles away discovered a single Krampin, matching his brand, size, and even the custom strap adjustments, perched on a flat rock ledge, almost displayed. It showed minimal wear, no rust or damage from exposure to winter storms. Forensics revealed only trace residue, no DNA beyond faint use, and no signs it had tumbled or been buried. It looked placed there deliberately, recently. Officially, the case remains open but leans toward accident, possible fall into a hidden crevasse or bergschrund, disorientation in whiteout conditions that rolled in unexpectedly. But climbers who know the area talk about the silent zones, pockets high up where sounds muffle unnaturally. Compasses hesitate, and the usual mountain noise vanishes entirely. Some call it atmospheric tricks. Others feel the quiet is too complete, too watchful. His partner still hikes the lower trails on anniversaries, leaving small markers and scanning the upper slopes. The last known photo from his GPS watch timestamp shows him pausing mid-ascent, camera pointed upward, not at the summit, at something in the near distance. His posture in that frozen image doesn't look like a man pushing for the top anymore. It looks like someone who's just realized he's not alone. We may never know what really happened on that peak that day. Was it a hidden drop he never saw coming? Something in the silence drawing him off route? Or just the high mountains deciding, quietly, completely, to keep one more secret? The details don't add up ... And the longer you listen, the harder it is to shake the feeling that something up there is still listening back. If this story gripped you, drop your theories in the comments below. What do you think happened? The best ones I'll shout out in the next video. If you're new here, hit subscribe for more real stories that linger after dark. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one, because the mountains aren't done talking yet. Thanks for listening. Sleep tight. Or don't.